Hi there, I'm Catherine at Arcadia Physiotherapy. I'm going to show you a rehab strengthening technique for the subscapularis muscle, which is part of the rotator cuff. So it's a really common problem. People often have signs like they find it difficult to put their coat back on, so down behind the head, or reaching overhead, they find that a bit difficult or painful. Commonly they find pain along the front of the shoulder here. It's a little point deep in there, it can often feel quite deep. Or further down the arm if it's been going on for quite a long time. That's often a compensatory strategy from the other muscles around the area. You can also feel a bit of tenderness in your armpit or actually even along the shoulder blade, and that's because this muscle is actually quite deep and hard to get to. So it actually starts on the inside front surface of the shoulder blade here, and this is your upper arm bone. It actually comes from underneath here round the front and it attaches in to the front of your shoulder, so it kind of comes out of here and round there. Okay, so the movement that it does is internal rotation, so coming from the outside internally, and that, as I say, goes from the whole range all the way out here and down to round behind your back. That also all involves the same muscle as well as all the rest of the muscles complex around the shoulder. So the way to retrain that is actually quite a gentle way of retraining, because it's quite a small muscle. It's not about the big muscles or the deltoids or the pecs or whatever. It's a case of keeping consistent, steady movement throughout the whole movement. And that's because the rotator cuff, these sort of stabilising muscles around the shoulder joint, are quite small, and their role is for smooth movement and stability rather than great power and force. Okay? So just using a simple exercise band. The first exercise is simply to do that basic movement in the middle range, so not right up behind your back, not right up behind your back that way, but in the sort of middle range of movement around here. So just taking a moderate tension through there, attaching it to a door handle, and just moving your hand inwards and outwards. And very commonly, as it's the first time you've done the exercise, you might find the elbows kind of wobbling. It's hard to do a smooth movement, it's a bit jerky, and those things will improve with time. It's important to do it nice and slowly because, as I say, the rotator cuff is a stabilising group of muscles rather than big movers. So it's about producing that smooth, controlled movement in anything else that the shoulder does. Okay, so that's nice and steady. And again, there's no rush to do 30 of them or 50 of them. It's about smooth control throughout the movement. And you can gradually progress that to be a bit harder, so a bit more tension, or a bit more range, so you can maybe bring the band up to a bigger range and then bring it across the body that way. Or even like the Chinese cat, just keeping the elbow still and pulling it through range that way. When it's up like that, you can even take the knot of the elastic band, stick it over the back of a door and shut the door, and then you've got a sort of higher movement so it doesn't interfere with your arm movement. Progressing from the neutral here, we want to actually achieve functional goals, so things like doing your bra up, putting your coat back on and so on. So actually we want to go behind the back, so I'll show you with the other hand. So starting with the same sort of moderate tension, nothing too tight and nothing too slack. Getting your elbow nice and steady, not bolted to your side, because we want to make sure that this is able to control itself in mid-air. So again, making sure the elbow's not wobbling all over the place. And we want to start from this neutral position and then just literally bringing our hand behind our back and then coming back again. So of course the elbow has to move a bit to go through this movement, but I'm using this part of the arm, the humerus, as an axis to rotate around. A common mistake is you sort of end up sort of bending and straightening your elbow, which isn't really helping the shoulder at all, it's just working the elbow.